You finally get that raise you've been waiting for. You do the math in your head, but 3 months later, you're still checking your account the exact same way you always have, wondering why it still doesn't feel like you're actually getting ahead. Well, let me ask you something. If I offered you $1 million, cold, hard cash, right now, or one single magical penny that doubles in value every single day for 31 days, which one are you taking? Go ahead. Lock in your answer right now. If you picked the $1,000,000, congrats. You just walked away from $10.7 million. Don't feel bad. Most adults pick the million because our brains are literally hardwired to completely miss how compound interest actually works. Today, we're going to break this down so simply that a 10-year-old could explain it back to you. And then we're going to look at exactly why even brilliant, college-educated adults still screw this up every single day. So here's the uncomfortable truth. It's not just about how much you make. It's not even just about how much you save. It's about what that money does after you stop touching it. Most people think saving is a straight line. You put money in, it just sits there. Maybe it grows a little if you're lucky, but that's not how it actually works. My name is Bob. I've spent years studying why hardworking people still feel broke even when they're doing all the right things. If that hits home, hit subscribe. It really helps more people see this. Today we're breaking down compound interest so clearly that a 10-year-old could explain it, but in a way that actually changes how you think about every single dollar you have. Let's start with the feeling most of us know way too well. You work hard. You cut back where you can. You try to be responsible. And still, at the end of the year, your net worth barely moved. You watch other people seem to get ahead and assume they got lucky or took big risks. But here's what nobody talks about. A massive part of building real wealth isn't about working harder. It's about stopping the quiet war that's being waged against your money every single day, and flipping it so time starts working for you instead of against you. This is where it gets important. Most of us were never taught this. We were taught to work hard, save what's left, and hope it's enough later. But the system runs on compound interest in both directions. Your high-interest credit card debt? It compounds against you. Inflation on cash sitting in a regular bank account? It compounds against you. Even your lifestyle quietly compounds. Every year you get used to spending just a little more. You've been playing financial defense your whole life, without realizing the game was built this way. Now let's talk about how compound interest actually works. Using one simple picture you'll never forget. Imagine your money as a small snowball sitting at the top of a long, snowy hill. Right now it's tiny. You can pick it up with one hand. You give it one push. That first $500 or $1,000 you actually invest instead of spending. And it starts rolling. At first, nothing dramatic happens. It just picks up a little snow here and there. But the further it rolls, the bigger it gets. And here's the part that changes everything. The bigger the snowball becomes, the more snow it picks up with every single turn. That's compound interest. It's not just interest on your original money. It's interest on the interest, which then earns interest on that, and it keeps going. You just made extra dollars for doing absolutely nothing. Your money's money just made money. Now imagine doing that for 30 or 40 years. That tiny snowball becomes an absolute mountain of cash. Let's make this real, with numbers that might actually shock you. Take $10,000 today. If you put it in a regular savings account earning about 1%, after 30 years you'd have roughly $13,500. You basically still have the same money. Inflation probably ate most of the tiny gain. But if you put that same $10,000 into a simple, low-cost index fund that tracks the broad stock market, historically around 7 to 8% average annual return over long periods, after 30 years it becomes approximately $100,600. Not because you added more money, not because you worked extra jobs, because time and compounding did the work while you lived your life. Now, why do so many adults still miss this? If a 10-year-old can understand a snowball, why are millions of people hovering around retirement age with barely anything saved? There are 3 big reasons. Reason number 1. Our human brain is terrible at understanding exponential growth. We evolved to think linearly. If I take 30 steps across a room, I get 30 feet away. But if I take 30 exponential steps, doubling my distance each time, I will literally circle the Earth 26 times. We just aren't built to visualize how fast things explode at the end. Reason number 2, the nothing is happening trap. Go back to that doubling penny example. On day 1 you have 1 cent. On day 10 you have $5.12. Imagine watching your investment account for 10 years and only seeing $5. You'd think, this is pointless. I'm gonna go buy a latte instead. But if you quit on day 10, you never see day 31, where it turns into over $10 million. Compound interest is wildly back-heavy. All the real juice comes at the very end. Reason number 3, the dark side, compounding debt. Adults understand compounding perfectly when it works against them. Credit cards are compound interest in reverse. Instead of your money making money, the bank's money is making you owe them more money, rolling a giant financial snowball right over your chest. Let that sink in for a second. Let me show you the ultimate proof of why understanding this changes your entire life. Meet two friends, Evan and Lauren. Both decide to invest $300 every single month. Evan starts at age 25 and continues until 65. Lauren starts at age 35 and continues until 65. Both get a realistic long-term average return of 7%. Evan puts in a total of $144,000 over 40 years. His money grows to roughly $787,000. Lauren puts in $108,000 over 30 years. Her money grows to about $366,000. Same monthly effort, same return. The only difference is those extra 10 years at the beginning. That early money didn't just grow for 10 more years. It grew on top of growth for those extra decades. That's the part most people miss when they say, "I'll start when I have more." Every year you wait, you're not missing 1 year of contributions. You're missing the growth that those contributions would have earned for the rest of your life. When you finally see this clearly, something inside you shifts. You stop seeing money as something you earn and then spend. You start seeing every dollar as a potential worker you can put to work. A worker that never sleeps, never calls in sick, never asks for a raise, and that recruits more workers for you automatically. That's the real transformation. Not just having more money one day, but becoming the kind of person whose future self is genuinely grateful for the choices you're making right now. So how do you actually use this? I call it the snowball operating system. 3 parts. First, pack a snowball worth rolling. You don't need $10,000 to start. You need motion. Even $50 or $100 this month is enough to begin. Open the account, set up the automatic transfer, make it so small you can't talk yourself out of it. The goal isn't to be impressive, it's to get the snowball moving. Second, choose the right hill. Don't let your money sit in an account earning 0.5% while inflation runs at 3%. Put it in assets that have historically compounded at much higher rates. Low-cost, broad market index funds inside a 401k or IRA. And just as important, stop the reverse snowball. Pay off high-interest credit card debt first. That's compounding working against you at 20% or more. Third, protect the roll and keep adding snow. Automate everything so you never have to rely on willpower. When you get a raise, increase your contribution before your lifestyle expands. Build a small emergency fund so you never have to sell your investments when life happens. And ignore the short-term noise. The market will drop sometimes. That's normal. The snowball doesn't care about daily weather. The people who win aren't the ones who time everything perfectly. They're the ones who keep their snowball rolling for decades. Here's what I want you to carry with you. Compound interest isn't magic. It's not something only rich people get access to. It's just math. The only question that matters is, will you let it work for you, or will you keep letting time work against you? 10 years from now, your future self is either going to feel taken care of, or quietly wondering why you waited so long to give the snowball its first real push. If this changed how you see money, even a little bit, do me a favor. Hit like, subscribe if you haven't already, and send this to someone who needs to hear it. Because the people who truly understand this early, they don't just build wealth, they build freedom.